Hey, today's Bible reading devotion is found in the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 18. And here, the writer of Hebrews is ultimately talking about Jesus and how Jesus has humbled himself. Well, we come to verse 18, and he talks about temptation. And I don't know about you, but I have been tempted. In fact, I'm tempted each and every day by Satan himself, because he loves to do that. That's his whole point, is to get us who are following Jesus off track, to put temptations in our lives that we will chase after those instead of following God. You know, those temptations in and of themselves aren't sinful, but those temptations, when we give into them, is what leads us to sin. Well, here in the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 18, we come and we hear that Jesus himself was tempted. Yes, Jesus may not have experienced each and every one of the temptations that we experience, but he experienced the likelihood of those temptations. And I mean that he might not have been tempted by watching bad shows on TV. Obviously, there was no TV at that time, but he was tempted in giving into maybe indulgence. And we come here to verse 18 that says Jesus himself was tempted and that he suffered in that temptation, but yet he did not give in to that temptation. And it says that he is able to come to the aid of those who are tempted. That means Jesus is our helper in temptation. Jesus is the one who can come and he can help get us past that temptation and not giving into that temptation. He is willing and able to do that. I think the issue is us turning to him, us allowing him to aid us allowing him to give us strength not to give in to that temptation, but instead overcome that temptation. Jesus as our helper, Jesus as the one that can help us overcome and not give in to these temptations that we face each and every day. So how do we do that? How do we allow Jesus to be our aid? And I really think this is a simple answer to a kind of maybe a hard question. But that is, be in an obedient relationship with him. An obedient, active relationship with Jesus. That means we are communicating with him 24/7. We are not only in his word, we're not only just communicating with him through our prayer lives, but that we are listening. I love this aspect of communication. It isn't just necessarily talking, but it is listening and allowing God's word just to permeate our hearts, God's voice to really just come in and really direct and guide us. That's how we overcome temptation. That's how we don't give in to the things of this world, and we don't please ourselves, but instead please God. You know, Jesus came as an example. Jesus came as an example of how we should live. And we see Jesus time and time again turning to his Father, turning to his Father's word. And we need to do the same. We need to turn to Jesus when we are tempted into this world. And don't be indulgent in sin. Instead, be lifted up by your relationship with Christ. May we turn to our helper, Jesus, in times of temptation. Have a wonderful day.